What's going on, guys? It's Justin from Push and Profit. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about ticker symbol MMAT, Meta Materials. Now, in my most recent video, I talked about why the stock was most likely going down. And one of the key things I mentioned in that video was simply that the stock was reaching this area of resistance. It's the area of resistance that we see from the past. Now, just because it was reaching that area of resistance, of course, does not guarantee that the stock was going down. Absolutely. I was just saying that most likely that's something that we got to really watch out for. And I may have mentioned about the RSI being overbought. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in that video, but really just of the area of resistance. Now, of course, I preach about in my other videos that when it comes down to trading, you want to wait for confirmation. We're not just making guesses just because we drew a couple lines on the chart, because at the end of the day, a lot of people can interpret things differently. And so one of the quotes that I think I've coined, I don't know if this is something someone else has said, but we don't try to predict the market. We just trade whatever the market offers or presents, right? Whatever opportunity, just like whatever, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, of course, unless, you're making lemon pie. But anyways, in this video, let's go ahead and talk about a few things. So obviously MMAT started going down. And it went down. Let's go ahead and grab our little trend line tool so we can just kind of measure it from the top of the $6.42. It went down 30%, right? Almost nearly 31%. Now, I did have a put position on this, so I did make a nice little profit on this. And also, I do want to apologize. Someone commented on my last video of how this was not hitting below $5. And as soon as it hit below $5, I replied and said, oh man, my puts are printing. And, I just want to kind of say a little apology for whoever I commented that to, because at the end of the day, I'm not making these videos to show like, oh, wow, I may know more than you. Because at the end of the day, the market's very unpredictable, and my goal is to really just help guide people, through these shaky markets, right? But with that being said, going, back to the focus, digressing, we are approaching this area of support right around here of $4.71. Will tomorrow be a green day? It's possible, because sometimes when the stock goes down for 3 days straight nearly, there's usually kind of like a small little reversal, but not really just guaranteeing that the trend is going to continue going up. So we may see a little bump going up for MMAT tomorrow, but it may just be something that's short term. It looks like we're definitely still on this downtrend heading down. Now let's go ahead and see if there's any news. It looks like there is not any other news that recently came out. A lot of this news is the most recent ones from 5 days ago, so it's almost irrelevant at this point. But I do want to just kind of point out to the overall market, I do still have puts on the S&P 500, therefore I'm shorting the market overall. I had a whole video really talking about why I was shorting the market, and the market has just been coming down pretty heavy. Let's go ahead and look at the news tabs to see if there's any catalyst. It says Feds Williams says Feds did not have to follow the same timeline or approach for tapering as they used to in the past. Now this let's try to see. Oh, wow, doesn't provide the whole article. That's kind of odd. This can be kind of concerning, because if there's a change in the policy on how the approach the Feds have to do for tapering in a market, that could either mean one of two things: that they could not even have to taper it. I mean, it could mean so many different things. And right now, we're kind of at this weird area in the market where we have two sides of the coin, where one side is we need to provide more stimulus for this economy because the cases are just rapid. I mean, the cases are almost 4 times worse than what they were last year. So the whole idea is, hey, we need to pump money in the market. But then there's a whole concern that, hey, we pumped so much money in the market. If we continue pumping this hard, that is very kind of like shaky waters. It just seems kind of like either way we're headed for doom. So it's very shaky in the market. The market has been selling off. Looks like it did kind of dip a little today and started going back up. But again, just because the overall market, the S&P 500 right index is down, doesn't mean that ticker symbol MMAT has to go down as well, because at the end of the day, different sectors can perform differently while the market's going down. For example, you have to consider what stocks are in the S&P 500. There's 500 companies, but you have to also see how it's weighted. Which companies hold the most weight for that index. So it's very possible that we could have the overall market going down while we'll see like individual stocks like MMAT, which may not even be a stock in the S&P 500. I gotta double check on that, but I'm pretty sure it's not. And we could see the overall market going down and MMAT going up. But really, overall the market's going down. MMT is going down. Key area that we need to look for is again the support at $4.70. It's really just a key area simply just because it did hold itself as a resistance in the past and as a support. But just because this is a key area, of course, that just means we just have to look at it. It doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily bounce up. It could break down, and doesn't necessarily mean it could break down, it could bounce up. Really, when it comes to trading, I look at areas, and then once the stock approaches those areas, that's when I take action. For example, I didn't start shorting right away. I waited for confirmation yesterday to start shorting. That's when I initially took my position because it just went down, this day. Who's to say that, it could have went back up? Because again, one of the key things that I wait for is confirmation, which is something that you will definitely get to learn more about if you check out the link in the description below for the Push and Profit program. But regardless, I didn't start shorting until yesterday. I'm really watching out and seeing as if I need to cover my position and if we're going to reverse. But let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts for MMAT? Now again, everything I mentioned in this video has been for trading MMAT, meaning we're looking at the short-term perspective. But as far as investing, if you're someone who doesn't plan on selling for the next year or 2 years or 5 years or any year after that, then of course what I'm talking about with this little downtrend going down right now is just a small slice in time, and it doesn't mean that overall it's a bad investment. At the end of the day, this is a company that is doing a lot of great things. So if you're investing in this, just see every little selling opportunity as a little opportunity to buy more, right? But again, don't just buy the dip, because I always say the dip can get dippier. I'm not sure if I coined that, but if I did, I want the credit. But with that being said, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say. Again, my name is Justin from Push and Profit, and I'll see you guys on the next video.